Unmute.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Workshop Wednesdays. We are here this evening with Dr. Ashley Morris, who's going to be talking to us about authentic leadership, finding your voice. And of course, this is part of our coming back with the Workshop Wednesdays strong hard because during our pre-launch period, we want to highlight our members, their businesses, and so this is an opportunity for you to get some education and just find out what your sister's all about. What are your sisters doing? What are the businesses? What do they have to offer? And so this evening, we're so grateful to have such a distinguished sestra who is going to tell us all about leadership and how to do it, how to organize, and I just can't wait to hear more about it. And so without further ado, I'm going to let you further introduce yourself and you can take it over. And I just wanted to say just some housekeeping. If you have any questions, please put your questions in the chat and we're going to have time at the end for us to be able to answer your questions. Okay, thank you. Dr. Morris, go ahead.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you, Annette, for having me here this evening. I'm so excited to be a part of the Sestra Sisterhood. It is amazing what you all are doing and how you are creating this whole network of women. And I am excited to be a part of this network and to share a little bit about myself and what it is that I do. First of all, I am a woman with many hats, as most of us are. So I am a mom of two amazing little ones, Isabella and Ashton. I currently serve as a higher education administrator. I am the vice president of academic affairs at a technical college here in Georgia. I am also an ordained minister. So I am an itinerant elder in the AME church. And all of that means, what I say it all means is that I lead people who are becoming. In every area that I serve in, there are always people who are looking to move to the next phase, looking to make an impact where they are, looking to grow, looking to become stronger. And I am blessed to be able to help those that I lead move to the next area. The last hat, I shouldn't say the last, but another hat that I wear is that I'm an entrepreneur 2 times over. So first of all, I have a nonprofit ministry called the Center Ministries that is here locally in Georgia, Southeast Georgia, geared toward helping people who are homeless or hungry or in need of specialized services, education services, and we kind of cover it all, basically a holistic approach to helping people. And also, I am the founder of Unleash Leadership, and that is why I am here tonight, to share with you all information about Unleash Leadership and what that is all about, and also just to help you understand leadership from my perspective. I believe that as leaders, we should be authentic, confident, and credible. And most women struggle in one, if not all of those areas. So tonight, that's what we're going to be discussing, how to really stand firm in authentic leadership and use your voice. So let's get into it. Here we have a little education piece. So I am going to share a little bit with you tonight. So as a part of Unleash Leadership, and you will notice that in the Unleash, the she is capitalized because Unleash Leadership is geared toward women. So recently I did a boot camp called Unleash Her. And that boot camp is geared toward helping women move to the next phase of their leadership. What does that mean? Well, first, let me tell you a little bit about what I do. I provide women And in this case, it is primarily Black women because we know that women of color are those who are underserved a lot and pushed to the margins. But I provide women with support, training, and methods to overcome limiting beliefs and obstacles so that they can thrive as authentic, confident, and credible leaders. So basically, what I share with these women is access to my personal How I Made It Through notebook. That is my toolkit that has allowed me to thrive in senior leadership in multiple capacities, which are some of those that I've shared with you. Also, you may say, well, why do you think of primarily Black women? Well, because most of the time, women of color, African American women, don't have the advantage of seeing it done by another successful Black woman. And they don't get to have the 411, the notebook on how she did it. So what I like to say is, I'm the puzzle box. You have all the puzzle pieces and they're just kind of scattered. And you may be wondering, well, how do I pull together all of the pieces of who I am to become a strong leader? And I help you with that because I become your puzzle box to help you pull it together and show you how it's done and give you the tools to be able to do that. Now, one of the first questions that everybody asks is, what does leadership look like? And I share these two pictures of myself. So this is one picture. And in this picture, I am in senior leadership. I am taking a group of corporate partners on a tour. And we are discussing different areas of the college. And on this second picture, this is when I was an English instructor. My class was presenting post-colonial projects. And if you could really see their faces, they were excited. They were smiling in these pictures. They were happy. And I normally ask this question. I'm going to ask you, Annette, which one do I look most like a leader? Picture one, where I'm talking to the execs, or picture two, when I'm in the classroom with my students?
Well, I think I see two different types of leaders.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So the first one is like you're in control, you're in charge, and it seems a little more formal. And then the second one, it looks like you are part of the team. You know, like you look more like you're part of the team, and it's not as formal. But of course, that looks like students.
Right.
They look like they're students, so it looks more. It's just a matter of how you look. But I see leadership in both.
Good answer. Very good answer. The truth is, I felt more like a leader in the second picture. And let me tell you why. In the first picture, I have the title, I have the executive leadership under my belt, but I wasn't comfortable in it at this time. And I was actually being beat down in leadership. You know, there were some issues that I felt pushed to the side. I felt out-talked, and I was struggling in leadership, in executive leadership. In the second picture, I was very comfortable. I owned my classroom. My students, they viewed me as credible because I gave them the information that they need. I was not beat down. I was, you know, thought of as the expert in the room. So what I found is that many women suffer in silence. Like I just said, when I was in executive leadership, there were times when I felt discouraged, times where the pressure felt like it was unfair or unwarranted, and it caused me to doubt myself. When I spoke, if I spoke out, would they view me as too outspoken? You know, if I showed passion in a meeting, would I be the angry Black woman? You know, if I did not talk, would they think that I was incapable? You know, sometimes in leadership, women have to think of things that our counterparts do not. And I've been in leadership and at times have felt insecure, out-taught, like I did not have the support that I needed, maybe like I was hired to meet a quota, and other women have felt the same way. So instead of suffering in silence, I realized that I had to find my voice. I had to find a place in the space where I could speak out, where I would be confident, where I would be credible, and where I would be authentic. Where if I wore my hair up in a puff, my natural hair up in a puff, or whether I wore it blown out and nice and straight, it did not matter because I was still the same leader. And I had to learn to be authentic in who I was as a leader. So the question became, how? How do you do that? Where is the place in the space that you can speak from and feel empowered by doing so, and not like you're pushed to the margins, and not like you're treated differently, and not feel insecure? How do you break free from where you are to where you want to be? And this is where my coaching comes in. This is where I help women. I have learned, and I came up with this model as I wrote my dissertation, because my dissertation dealt with how female leaders, specifically Black female leaders, became confident and credible, and how they were able to speak out despite all of the noise and problems and circumstances that wanted to make them silent. And what I found is that there is a space that exists where we can speak from, and it is an authentic space. It is where we can feel confident, and it is where we are credible. Why is this space important? Because it is the totality of who we are. We cannot lead by leaving pieces of ourselves behind. I don't want to lead as any other person than Ashley. And Ashley is a woman. Ashley is, from a small town in Georgia. Ashley has been divorced, has been married, has children, is African American, and all of that matters when we talk about our leadership. Because if I leave those pieces of myself behind, then I'm not standing in the authentic leadership that I should be. I am not being true to who I am. So I don't want to lead like a man because I'm a woman. I don't want to lead in any other way than the way that fully expresses who I am. And when we embrace that our gender and our ethnicity and our age and our sexuality and sexual orientation and our socioeconomic status and all of our past experiences, whether we grew up in an impoverished community, whether we grew up, considered rich, or no matter what that is, all of those experiences are what we bring to the table. And it is important, and I'm going to stop sharing here for a minute. It is important for us to bring our whole selves, because that is how we become confident and credible leaders. And when we do bring our whole selves, we are authentic. So the question then becomes, well, why does this matter? This is good knowledge, but how does it help? Because what I've learned is that entrepreneurs, that women who are in the corporate space, all need this help to move to the next level. This teaching increases our earning potential. And in some cases, it helps us earn more, period, because we are able to gain more clients. We are able to gain the buy-in of some of our stakeholders and constituencies. We are able to move not only to the next level in our leadership, but to the next level in our capacity to earn income. Because if I am able to show myself fully as an authentic, confident, and credible leader, whether I am leading an organization, whether I'm leading a small business, whether I am leading a large corporation, I am going to be able to move to the next level. So there's a part of this that is very intrinsic and requires self-work. So as I work with my clients, we work through limiting beliefs, things that we believe that automatically discount us. We have to get past those. I'm too old, I'm too young, I don't fit in, this and that. We work through those limiting beliefs to become more confident. And then we work through, are there any educational barriers? Are there things that we, even if it's soft skills, communication, what do we need to work on to become more credible? And then we look at experiences. And I'm actually giving it to you out of order because we start with experience. But what are our experiences that we need to make sure we bring with us to leadership so that we're not leaving anything behind? And when we do that, we are true to ourselves and we don't have to, deal with the imposter syndrome. We don't have to, try to be anything except who we are. People trust that. People believe in that. And people honor that and appreciate it, because when we are true and say, hey, I've been there. Hey, I've struggled with this too. Hey, this workload is heavy. Hey, this is a problem with me too. When we speak up and speak out and are true, we learn that people appreciate that so much, and we gain the buy-in of those that we are leading. So there's a very, like I said, intrinsic part to this, but then the extrinsic part is that it also helps us create more income. I had a client recently who got a promotion. So not only did we work through up until the promotion, we worked through how do we handle promotions? How do we handle the new expectations of managers? How do we handle stepping into a new leadership role and really showing ourselves? Do we feel like we have to prove ourselves, or are we already, established? How do we move through that? So those are the kind of things that I work through with my clients from beginning to end, all encompassing the hardcore work, the tangible work. Let's work on your communication. Let's work on how you draft emails. Let's work on how you handle toxic environments. Let's work on limiting beliefs. Let's work on mindset training. Let's do it all so that you are totally ready for leadership and for all of the responsibilities that leadership brings.
Okay, so if you would, okay, there's a few, I took some notes, right? I took some notes. And you have gender, ethnicity, past experiences, socioeconomic status, and sexuality and age. What about faith? Where would that come in? I was thinking maybe past experiences.
Yes. And there are more. So those are not
so past experiences is kind of a catch-all.
Kind of a catch-all. It really is, because I have friends who have, and we probably all are aware of this, and I think maybe have experienced it, but changed faiths. Yeah. So the things that may have made you change from this faith to that faith, or this belief system to that belief system, how does that affect your leadership? Right. That is what we're looking at. All of the pieces of ourselves that affect our leadership, whether it be positive or negative. I've had some experiences that have made me say, I will never do that to somebody. It affects my leadership.
And if you could just tell us about, me, how pitch your services to me. What would you do? What does that look like? a 30-second pitch.
All right. So what that looks like is, let me tell you where you can find us. And I should have done that at the end. So you can find us at unleashleadershipcoaching.com, or you can email unleashleadershipcoaching@gmail.com. And we also have a Facebook page, Unleash Leadership 2022. The coaching services are all encompassing. So we coach emerging leaders, maybe students, young women who are looking to get into leadership, as well as all the way up to executive leaders, whether they are in the corporate world or, have their own business. Um, Many business owners struggle because they are wondering, what should I do next? Can I really pull this off? Am I really going to be able to scale this business up to the next level? We help with that. That is a part of what we do. So it's not just the mindset training, it is also ensuring that you reach your goals, the income that you want to, the impact that you want, that you are doing the things that you want to do. We help you move to the next level of your leadership. And really, it's of your career, of you. It's birthing a new you.
Yes, I love it. And just if you could tell us a little bit, we were talking before we started the live. You tell us about how it is that you came into this vocation.
So I came into this one quite by accident. I stumbled into it because I had many negative experiences in leadership. And what I found is that so many women had the same exact experiences as I did. So I found myself giving advice all of the time. Hey, do this. Let's talk through this. Hey, this is how you write that email. And I realized that there was a space for what I do. There was a space for coaching women who really needed the help, because I don't just want to do something for money. That's not what it's all about for me. It is for impact, because I wish I had an Ashley Morris to help me through the process, to be my puzzle box, so that as I'm putting my pieces together, I have someone to look at to help me do that. And I wanted to be the puzzle box for other women. I wanted to help women pull the puzzle pieces together and say, this is how we get you to the next level. So that's how Unleashed Leadership was birthed. And the name, I did not tell you that, the name came from women being silenced, out-taught, pushed to the margins, bound up in leadership. And my goal is to help these women become unleashed. Take off the shackles. Do not be bound. Use your voice. Your voice is a place and a space that houses your experiences so that you may be empowered to lead well.
Yes, yes. And I love it. And your beginning sounds very, very similar to the reason why we started Sestra Now, because we found that we have struggles as women, and why reinvent the wheel?
Right.
You might be able to have an expert in leadership an expertise in leadership training. I may have, as an attorney, have legal expertise. And so we are creating this space, this online space where we can help each other out.
Yes.
Support each other. And so, I love your pitch, or I don't know how to say this, your catchphrase, be your authentic, confident, and credible selves. I love it. I love it. Okay.
Yes.
And so we just thank you, and we look forward to growing with you. As I said in the beginning, this is all part of our series of the pre-launch of our app, and the things that we've been doing here on Facebook, the things that we've been doing on other social media platforms. That's why we came together and we've developed this app. Our soft launch is March 1st, and we want to be able to have, we want to be able to communicate with each other, to network, and to just build as women. And Stephanie and I, as Black women, as leaders of as leaders of Sestra Now, we feel that we're in a good position to be able to bring all women,
yes,
and to be able to develop a place, an alternate universe, I like to say. The patriarchy has had its time, and this is the year of the women, this is the century of the women, this is the millennium of the women, and so we want to be there to bring us all together. So thank you so much. It's Unleashed Leadership. I just want to tell you, I was looking at the name and I loved it. And another thing that I saw that stood out to me, I know Unleashed has she in it, but then ED was like, you have a doctorate in education. So yes. I was like, wow, yes. That's clever too. So I love it. Thank you so much, and have a good night, everyone.
Thank you for having me. And I am so excited about the app. I am excited about what you all are doing. It is amazing to bring women together like this. And I just want to commend you. Job well done, because we need it.
Thank you, Dr. Morris. Have a good night, everyone. And until next week. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.